Hello everyone, this is John, aka the Autistic Gamer, and welcome to my first devlog for my game, Pokemon Brick Bronze Reforged. Before I actually begin, I apologize if my voice sounds weird. I did not wake up well and my throat really hurts, so I don't exactly sound like myself today, but I'm doing this anyways, so yeah. So, why Pokemon Brick Bronze specifically? Like, why specifically that game to recreate in Pokemon Essentials? Well, the simple answer is because no one's really done it before, at least to my knowledge. I mean, sure, there's fake clones on Roblox, but they're not exactly, like, the best, like, reception from the developers, because most of the time they're just for, like, make money, and that's not cool. Well, even the developer of Pokemon Brick Bronze, well, the former developer, T. Bradham, even said that if you make these fake games, you're taunting me. This is not one of those. This is a recreation in a different engine made to tribute the game, and I think that's a lot better. So the actual story of me starting the development came back in June of 2024. I had watched some videos about Pokemon Essentials and wanted to make a game. I had like no experience in any RPG Maker game, so at first I was extremely confused on what exactly I was supposed to do. So I kind of messed around in the default maps just to kind of see how everything worked, which if you do plan to develop a game like this, I would recommend doing because you can kind of learn how the engine works, how the coding works. I would recommend doing that. I kind of tinkered a bit and recreated some locations in Pokemon Brick Bronze with the map editor, and then when I was done with that, I just took some pictures and sent them to my friends. I can't exactly recreate everything like perfectly, so if you're a diehard fan of Pokemon Brick Bronze and see some inaccuracies, it's not really my fault, it's the limitations of the software. So, certain parts of the game, like certain gym puzzles, I can't fully recreate because of the limitations. So I apologize sincerely for that. I will rework a lot of locations, so that's not really anything I can change. And there also are some other stuff I wanted to do. I didn't just want to recreate the game fully. Like, I also wanted to put my own spin on it with, like, fake Pokemon, new moves, new abilities, and I also kind of buffed a few things. Like, I changed the base stat totals of some Pokemon to make them actually usable. I changed some typing on Pokemon. I even changed out the type chart. I think the most notable change I made for the type chart was the ice type is now a lot better. Ice has always been known as a glass cannon type, so I kind of changed it up a bit to make it so that it resists more types than itself. It now resists water, grass, and flying, which I think makes it a little better. I mean, those types aren't the best offensively, but I think it makes ice a bit better defensively rather than just resisting itself. And I also added a new type, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, because that's going to get its own devlog episode, and you'll see what it is in the thumbnail. Well, some other things to note that I am not exactly, like, the best with timing. Don't rush me for this. I'm still in school. It sucks trying to balance this with school, especially because I take advanced classes. It gets really stressful. Well, so I don't really have an exact release date yet, but I am working hard, and there's a bunch of other stuff I want to do. I actually wasn't originally going to do a Devlog series, but I honestly thought it would be a good idea. I was watching one of a VTuber known as Cinder. She was doing like an arts and crafts stream, and I thought, I want to do a Devlog series of my game. I don't know why. I get a lot of weird ideas when I'm just doing the most random things. But yeah, some other stuff to note about, like, the things that people want. If you do have some suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I will gladly take them into consideration. I won't guarantee that it will be added, but if I see a good idea, I probably will add it. It really depends. And as one of my friends suggested, oh, you should add a move that's a physical psychic version of a circle throw. So I made that. I'll talk more about moves in a different video. So so that's basically the basics in the story of what I'm gonna do for my game. And again, I can work on this as much as I need to, and I am actually going to present this game to my school because my school does something called a senior project. So, like, where at the end of senior year, you present like a project you've made with like your skills in a vocational area, which is what I am taking. And of course, that's not exactly like he gives a definitive release date. I am setting a deadline for June 2027 because that's when I graduate and move on to college, which might be a little stressful, but it also might not be. I don't really know. So, my end goal with this game is that I want to give an authentic experience of Pokemon Brick Bronze with some new stuff sprinkled in and some post-game content that Pokemon Brick Bronze never had prior to its deletion. And I honestly think this is a big love letter to the developers, and I really have respected their work with Pokemon Brick Bronze. Lumion Legacy, I get it. It's been a rough road, especially after the pandemic, where development slowed to a screeching halt, and we're still waiting on Route 9, but I am hoping that it will be released soon. They really need to hire more developers. I'm not exactly the best at Roblox development, but I have a few people that I know who are some Roblox developers, but they're not really interested in doing games like that. I'm just saying, like there's a bunch of people who would probably be interested in making a game like that. I'm just saying. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you for joining me in this devlog, and you will hope to see in the next episode where I kind of talk about all the fake Pokemon and how terrible they are drawn in MS Paint. Alright, goodbye.